In December 2023, a group of 85 people went missing on their journey from Lebanon to Cyprus. According to relatives, they have reached Cypriot waters before they lost contact. Since the dead body of Muhammad Al-Khasawneh, one of the passengers of the boat, was found and identified. The rest are still missing. On the 12th of December 2023, a group of 85 people boarded a fiberglass boat, seen in the picture below. The group of people left the coast of Tripoli in northern Lebanon at 2 a.m. with the goal of reaching Cyprus. They remained in contact with their relatives, sending videos of their journey. According to the relatives, they reached Cypriot waters later that day. However, shortly after the relatives lost contact with the people on the boat, 4 days later, on the 16th, relatives reached out to the activist network Alarm Phone reporting the boat's disappearance. The next day, on the 17th, Alarm Phone consequently reached out to the Cypriot authorities, who reported that they had rescued a boat with 85 people 2 days prior. On the 18th, Alarm Phone reached out to the relevant actors in North Cyprus, the sovereign base areas, Greece and Turkey, and a few days later, also the Lebanese authorities. The following information given to the activists and relatives was conflicting. The Cypriot authorities reported that the people they had rescued previously had brought to the first reception center, Purnara. However, following an investigation by the NGO Kisa, it was revealed that none of the names of the missing persons were registered in Purnara. Later that day, relatives were told by authorities that the people were detained in the then closed section of Kofinu camp. The UNHCR Cyprus attempted to identify the people in both the reception facilities as well as detention centers, but could also not find any of them missing. In December, family members, together with the Cedar Center of Legal Studies, requested information about the missing from the UN Working Group Against Enforced and Involuntary Disappearances, the Lebanese Public Prosecutor, the Lebanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the UNHCR Office in Lebanon, and the Embassy of Cyprus. The relatives further protested outside the Cypriot Embassy in Beirut to demand information on the missing.
جينا لهون بدنا نستفسر يا أخي، بدنا أولادنا نحن، بدنا نعرف إنه طيبين ميتين هن في تحقيق هن في شيء، حتى الآن ما حدا أعطانا معلومات. جايين لهون بدنا خبر أكيد إنه أولادنا موجودين، سواء كان عليهم إشكال أو ما عليهم إشكال، وراحوا من هون يعني من التعتير من الفقر ومن
قبرص التركية بسوريا وين راحوا؟ بدنا نعرف وين راحوا، بس طيبين ميتين يعني إذا ميتين لا نفتح عزا ونعزي.
Still, no information about the people, whereabouts, and the fate of the boat was revealed by any authorities. However, in the following months, several bodies have washed up on the shores in the region. In December, 2 bodies washed up on the shores of Tartus in Syria. Through a DNA analysis, it was found that one of the bodies belonged to Muhammad Al-Khasawneh, one of the passengers of the boat. In January, 9 bodies washed up on the shores of Turkey. According to the reports, the bodies were dressed in clothes made in Syria, and the weather conditions in the weeks before could have meant that the bodies were swept northwest of the original location between Cyprus and Lebanon. In January, another 7 dead bodies were washed up in the north of Cyprus, in the area of Karpaz. Their clothing also suggested that they were of Syrian origin. The bodies were buried in a ceremony at the local cemetery. In April, news reported that a body in a highly decomposed state was washed ashore in Sotira, Cyprus. Only Muhammad Al-Khasawneh's body could be identified through DNA analysis. All of the other bodies were unable to go through DNA testing, as the relatives faced deportation to Syria by Lebanese authorities if they present themselves at the forensic departments to give a DNA sample. the unknown identities of the bodies leaves families in a continuous state of uncertainty, preventing them from reaching any form of closure.